The words stopped Ethan Harper in his tracks. "I have nowhere else to go." The young woman standing outside his gate looked exhausted, frightened, and completely defeated. Her small suitcase leaned against the stone pillar beside her, and despite the bright summer afternoon in suburban North Carolina, she looked as though she had been carrying a storm inside her for years. Before we begin, if you believe in kindness, hope, forgiveness, compassion, and second chances, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe to the channel for more heart-touching stories. Ethan had spent the last 5 years rebuilding his life. After losing his wife, Rachel, to a sudden illness, he had devoted himself entirely to raising their 8-year-old daughter, Grace. Every day followed the same routine: school drop-offs, work, dinner, homework, bedtime stories. He had convinced himself that keeping life predictable was the only way to protect his daughter from more pain. The woman standing before him threatened that carefully built stability. Her name was Abigail Carter. Ethan recognized her immediately, though it had been nearly 10 years since he had last seen her. Back then, Abigail had been the brightest student in their church youth group. She had dreams of becoming an architect and designing beautiful homes across America. Now those dreams seemed very far away. Abigail explained that she had spent years moving from city to city, chasing jobs that never lasted. Her mother had passed away the previous winter. Medical bills had consumed everything she owned. The apartment she rented had been sold, and she had nowhere left to turn. Ethan listened quietly. Then, he asked a question that neither of them expected. Instead of asking why she was there, he asked why she had waited so long to ask for help. The question broke something inside her. For years, Abigail had believed that needing help was weakness. She had hidden her struggles from everyone. She smiled when she was hurting. She pretended she was successful when she was barely surviving. She convinced herself that asking for help would only burden others. As tears filled her eyes, she admitted that she had spent her entire life trying to prove she could handle everything alone. Ethan looked toward the house where Grace was watching through the front window. Then he made a decision. He offered Abigail the small guest room above his garage until she could get back on her feet. Abigail immediately tried to refuse. Pride had become her armor. But Ethan simply told her that sometimes accepting kindness required more courage than facing hardship alone. That night, for the first time in months, Abigail slept in a safe place. The following weeks were not easy. Abigail struggled with shame. Every meal felt like charity. Every act of kindness made her uncomfortable. She constantly searched for jobs and attended interviews across town. Rejection followed rejection. Meanwhile, Grace began forming an unexpected friendship with her. The little girl would sit beside Abigail at breakfast and ask endless questions about architecture, drawing, and cities. Soon, they were spending afternoons sketching dream houses together on the back patio. Something inside Abigail slowly began healing. For the first time in years, she felt useful again. One evening, Ethan returned home from work to find Grace proudly showing him a cardboard model of a house. Abigail had helped her build it. As Ethan watched his daughter smile and laugh, he realized something remarkable. The woman he had welcomed into his home wasn't simply receiving help anymore. She was becoming part of the reason his house felt alive again. Months passed. Autumn arrived, painting the neighborhood in shades of gold and crimson. Then another setback came. Abigail received news that a company she had hoped would hire her had chosen another candidate. That night, she sat alone on the back porch fighting tears. The old feelings returned: failure, fear, worthlessness. She wondered if everyone would be better off if she simply left. Ethan found her there beneath the porch light. Without judgment, he sat beside her. He reminded her that success wasn't measured by how quickly life improved. It was measured by the courage to keep moving forward when nothing seemed to be working. For a long moment, neither of them spoke. Then Abigail realized something profound. The question Ethan had asked months earlier had changed everything. Why had she waited so long to ask for help? Because she had spent years believing she needed to earn love. But real love didn't work that way. Real kindness didn't come with conditions. It simply showed up when people needed it most. The very next week, something unexpected happened. A local nonprofit organization announced a project to renovate affordable housing for struggling families. They needed someone with design skills and community experience. Abigail applied. This time, she got the job. The opportunity transformed her life. Her designs helped create beautiful, affordable homes for families who had once faced the same uncertainty she had endured. Every blueprint became a reminder of the kindness that had rescued her during her darkest season. Years later, Abigail became the director of the organization. Hundreds of families benefited from projects she helped create across the state. Yet, she never forgot the day she stood outside Ethan Harper's gate with nothing but a suitcase and fading hope. Before we reach the ending, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced a moment when someone's kindness changed your life? Leave a comment below and share your story with our community. One spring afternoon, during the dedication ceremony for a new housing neighborhood, Abigail stood before a crowd of families, volunteers, and community leaders. Among them sat Ethan and Grace. Grace was now preparing for college. As Abigail looked at the rows of newly built homes behind her, emotion filled her voice. She spoke about second chances, about pride, about hope. Most importantly, she spoke about a single question that had changed her life forever, not because it solved her problems, because it helped her understand that no one is meant to carry life's burdens alone. If this story touched your heart, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who may need a reminder that asking for help is not weakness, it is courage. As the ceremony ended, Abigail walked toward Ethan and Grace. The three of them stood together, watching children play safely in front of homes that represented fresh beginnings. Years earlier, Abigail had arrived with nowhere to go. Now she had helped create places where countless others could find a home. And in that quiet moment beneath the warm American spring sky, she finally understood that the greatest gift Ethan had given her was not a room to stay in. It was the belief that even when life leaves you standing at a closed gate, one act of compassion can open a door that changes everything.